only to catch game coverage, but information about the Babe Ruth World Series, the age group of 16 to 18 years of age. Tim Caulfield is doing some aesthetics on the bump, and he will get ready to pitch to 10 Cape Cod New England regional winners. And the significance to the 10 that will come to the plate for Cape Cod is, up until this point, they were the only team in the World Series that used a 9 or a 10-man batting rotation. They used the 9. Everybody else had used the 10. But in this one, Cape Cod's got 10 that will come to the plate. So Cape Cod joining in on the 10-man rotation party. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring the coverage. Cape Cod back for another day of baseball. Our first opportunity to see this Mount Olive, New Jersey squad. The Mariners, who represent the Middle Atlantic, getting ready to face one another here on another hazy day in Ephrata, Washington. And when we got the day started at 11 o'clock this morning, thinking that it's not as hazy today as previous days. And I would say that's still the case, but it's certainly more so now than at 11 o'clock this morning. There is a definitive haze on the horizon. You can see the hill behind Johnson O'Brien Stadium, but that's all you can see. Can't really see skies. You just see kind of a, and there you got a pretty good look at it from the dugout inside Mount Olive's hideaway. And then, of course, there you've got inside Cape Cod. But you can see above the tree line, that is just, it's not a skies, it's not clouds, it's just a haze look hanging over the northwest, and specifically in this case Johnson O'Brien. As Michael Frazier will step into the box to begin things for Cape Cod. We mentioned that Cape Cod's already been on the diamond. They came away with a 6-1 victory yesterday over Surry County, North Carolina. So this New England region winner has already seen play here on the diamond, Mount Olive. It is their first chance to get some live baseball underway in the Babe Ruth World Series. And there is the opening pitch to Michael Frazier that finds the strike zone. Well, I was speculating in the game that preceded, which also featured a team that had not played yet, that being Pacific Northwest. Who had the advantage, a Texas team that had played or a Pacific Northwest team that was fresh? Same situation here, and obviously I'm leaning in the same direction, that the team that has had an opportunity to get on the diamond, get a feel, get their feet underneath them, maybe a bit of a plus into foul territory, and that will drop near the warning track. Trio of Mariners around, but nobody able to get to it. Michael Franti, the first baseman, second baseman Jack Calandra, and right center fielder Zach Fike, all in the vicinity, but nobody able to get to the popper by Michael Frazier. Frazier, the left fielder, starting things off for Cape Cod. Ryan Proto, who had a big day yesterday, the catcher, batting in the 2 spot. Shortstop Sam Majeski batting third. Mac LaBarge is the third baseman, who is batting in that 4 spot. Throw over to first, got Frazier. It is a put out that goes 6-3. McAnally delivering over to Ferrante. And there's one away for Ryan Proto. Will Leathers, the extra player, is batting in the 5 spot. Nick Carr playing right field, batting 6th. Jake Morris is the 7th hitter, the second baseman for Cape Cod. C.J. McCabe, who will play first, bats 8th. Michael Dornery on the hill, batting 9th. And Nathan Amaker is the center fielder in the 10 spot for Cape Cod. Into the strike zone to Proto. Hit over to third, scooped up by Chiswick. And Proto out on the 5-3. 2 gone for Sam Majeski. Well, let's see if one trend continues, and that is brevity of baseball games. Really have not had particularly long games thus far, but got a feeling somewhere along the way the baseball gods will balance things out, and we'll get one of those 2.5 to 3 hour games. The defense for Mount Olive. Tim Caulfield on the hill behind the plate. Ryan Nealon. First base, Michael Ferrante at second. Jack Calandra. Joe McNally is at short. In over into right, and there the catch is made by Zach Fike. Stephen Chiswick at third. The outfield has Zach Richardson in left. Alex Tucker in center field, and the guy that just caught the fly ball off the stick of Sam Majeski. In right field, Zach Fike. 3 go up, 3 go down in the top part of the inning. We head to the bottom part. Marliners coming to bat when we return.
On the train test range, you learn what makes our heating and cooling systems so reliable. If there's a breaking point, we'll find it. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top part of the inning, 1-2-3 goes Cape Cod. As a matter of fact, Tim Caulfield, the man on a pitcher, 8 pitches to get Michael Frazier, Ryan Proto, and Sam Majeski. Mike Doherty getting his final warm-up tosses in for Cape Cod. Of course, they, as you can see, decked out in the white and some varying shades of blue. And really a very similar look to the Mount Olive uniforms, with the exception that it's varying shades of red on the Mount Olive decor. Alex Tucker, the center fielder, will start things off for Mount Olive. Third baseman Stephen Chiswick batting in the 2 spot. Shortstop Joe McNally is the 3-hitter. Jack Calandra playing second will bat 4th. Right fielder Zach Fike in the 5-hole. Michael Franti is the first baseman batting 6th. The EP Kyle Helmlinger is in the 7th spot. Zach Richardson playing left field will hit 8th. Ryan Nealon is the catcher batting in the 9-hole, and Tim Caulfield, the pitcher, will get that final spot of the Mount Olive offensive lineup. Cape Cod's got Michael Doherty on the hill. Behind the plate, Ryan Proto. The first baseman is C.J. McCabe. Jake Morris, who pitched yesterday, playing second today. Sam Majeski at shortstop. Mac LaBarge is at third. In the outfield, Michael Frazier in left. Nathan Amaker in center field. Nick Carr in right. Alex Tucker steps in there on your scoreboard. To the right side, you'll see hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Obviously standing for World Series. Why in the heck is that on the scoreboard? Well, I'll tell you why. You go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you put hashtag Babe Ruth WS in the search engine, and it brings up highlight plays of the World Series. We're posting them starting today as it's popped up over into foul territory. Looks like there's room. There is. And C.J. McCabe makes the catch for out 1. 1 away. Stephen Chiswick coming to the plate. Oh, there you saw the glance by McCabe just to make sure he had room. He did, and made the comfortable catch of the fly ball by Tucker. Hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Already some big plays from the game that just wrapped up. Not by design, but by, I guess, coincidence. I think all of them were big plays by Texas, Mid-County. But we are fair and balanced. It just happened to work that way in the game that preceded. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away. A couple of big plays from Logan Lasjune. He had a diving catch going to his right. He had a little kind of razzle-dazzle over at first. He had the nice leap by Cluck at third. He had the grand slam by Kemp. All now featured at hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Found out a play by Chiswick, 1-2. Joe McNally moving to the on-deck circle. Fouled off, and it stays 1-2. Bottom of the first, top part of the inning, 1-2-3 went New England. Frazier, Proto, and Majeski. Swing, foul tipped back into the mitt of Proto, and Chiswick is out number 2. 2 gone for Joe McNally. Well, you almost got a fist pump from Daugherty. Got the fist clinch. Way tall with the toss out of the strike zone. 1-0 to McNally. Jack Calandra moving to the on-deck circle. Your officiating crew, by the way, for this one, it is Jeremy Cranston, who is behind the plate. Jim Burns at first. Ricky Bryan is over at third. A lot of names I recognize from a year ago. Some returnees into the strike zone. 1 and 2. Good look at Joe McNally, who becomes a Mike Daugherty strikeout victim. Top part goes quick. Same is true for the bottom part of the inning. We have played an inning going to the second scoreless with LaBarge, Leathers, and Carr coming up for the Cape Cod team.
Ephrata is strategically located in the center of Washington State. The Port of Ephrata can meet your intermodal transportation and supply chain needs via road, rail, or air. Our most recently available property are 2 buildings that combine for 100,000 square feet of high bay heavy manufacturing space with multiple bridge cranes installed. When the workday is over, take advantage of the plentiful recreation opportunities in the area. Bring your business back to center in Ephrata, a center for commerce, a center for opportunity, and a centered life.
For more than 50 years, Tomer Construction has been helping build the Pacific Northwest. We've led successful projects throughout the area involving portable rock crushing, road construction, land clearing, land leveling, bridge construction, and structural concrete. We also offer fill material, sand, and gravel for your everyday landscape needs. For a free quote, call today, 509-787-3312. Tomer Construction. We're ready to.
Top of the second, Mac LaBarge starting things off for Cape Cod. A quiet first inning, 3 up, 3 down on the top and bottom part, and a total of 19 pitches. I was making reference to the game that preceded and thought 25 pitches in the first inning was a rather low pitch count. How about 19 for the 2 pitchers combined as we wrap up one in this one? Mac LaBarge, Will Leathers, Nick Carr coming to the plate. A good look at the guys in Mount Olive C. Watching the game from the third base dugout, and when you're in a big game, there's no sitting on the bench watching the game. It's out there in the sunshine and leaning up against the rail to get as close to the game as you can get. LaBarge wraps it to second, fielded there by Calandra. And there's one away in the top of the second. Well, great to have you watching wherever you may be watching game coverage. Let me recognize our crew. Of course, camera ops all provided by iFiber. Thank you very much, iFiber. What a great job they do here in the Ephrata, Washington area, keeping those who live nearby updated on what's going on sports-wise, news-wise as well. And man, they are vital to us here with the coverage of the World Series. And they're responsible for our camera crew. James Crenshaw is your producer. All the shots you look at, all the replays, all the graphics, compliments of James. And Robert Williamson providing the play-by-play. We've made the long haul up from the deep south. James from Mississippi, and I call Alabama home. And have made the venture out here to watch some World Series baseball, and what Sam and Randy Boroff, the hosts for the event, say will be their last World Series. Fouled off, 0-2 on Leathers. Well, we're hoping not. Hoping that maybe a breather, a few years off, will get the Boroffs excited about having the World Series again, and somehow I think that could be true. On the inside part of the plate, Leathers will become the first Tim Caulfield strikeout victim. Got him looking, and there's 2 gone here in the top of the second for Nick Carr. Not much question about that one. And there's 2 away. Nick Carr batting with the bases empty. Jake Morris moves to the on-deck circle. Hit foul towards third. Well, for those Cape Cod viewers, this is game 2 for you, so you know what happens in the 3rd and 4th. For our Mount Olive, New Jersey viewers, you may not know. 3rd and 4th is when we take shoutouts. So when we get to the bottom part of the inning, we'll get you prepped for that. 0-2 on Carr. Thanks, too, for watching wherever you may be watching on our website, jockjive.com, on the Ephrata World Series 2017.com website, or on Facebook, on the Babe Ruth Facebook page, up with the toss 1 and 2. Or you could be watching here in Ephrata, Washington. Fiber and Northland Cable. So we've got lots of different mediums by which you can get game coverage. 2-2 offering. Carr awaits. Wind up and delivery from Caulfield. Misses outside and the count will run full. I mentioned that it is hazy here in Ephrata. Current temperature is 93 degrees. Now the payoff pitch coming from Caulfield. Should get to 96 before the day is done. 18% humidity. Sun will set at 8:23. Winds, well, it says south-southeast at 2. And over towards second, fielded by Calandra, and Cape Cod goes quietly in the top part of inning number 2. 9 have gone to the plate thus far in the game, and 9 have gone down. We go to the top of the second, make that bottom part of the second with Calandra, Fike, and Franti coming up from Mount Olive.
Motel in Ephrata that offers large, clean, king and queen size bedrooms with microwaves, fridges, cable TV, HBO, ESPN, and more. Free coffee and free continental breakfast included as well. They also have fax services and high-speed internet available to all rooms, all for an unbelievable low price. I'm talking about the Ephrata Inn Motel, where it's their business to serve you. Call today toll-free at 877-454-3575, located at 848 Basin Street Southwest, the Ephrata Inn Motel.
On the left, the $6 foot-long Subway Club with turkey, Black Forest ham, and roast beef. On the right, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki dripping in sweet onion sauce. 2 foot-longs enter, none leave, because you ate them. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki and the Subway Club, they're foot-longs and they're $6 each. Subway, so much sandwich.
Bottom of the second, Jack Calandra will start things off. Zach Fike, Michael Ferranti due up in the inning 2. A scoreless game, got a lot of zips on the board. Of course, we're early, bottom part of the second. And as a matter of fact, if you look back at the scorebook, I don't think there's been many runs plated in the first. Charleston plated 1 in the first, the Fighting Squirrel. Mid-County, Texas plated 1 in the first. And that's been it. So the first inning has not been an inning in which runs have been scored, and in the 2 games in which a first inning run was scored, it was just 1. So not a big surprise that we are into the bottom of the second in a scoreless game. Low inside pitch to Calandra to begin things here in the bottom part of the second. Well, for our newcomers from Mount Olive, New Jersey, welcome aboard. For the old-timers from Cape Cod, launch towards left field, over near the wall, and then the catch is made on the run, up against the wall, on the warning track. Michael Frazier denying Jack Calandra an opportunity for extra bases. We have not had a ball leave the park. That one looked like it had a chance, but a nice job of catching up with it by Michael Frazier. Those arms fully extended, and Calandra almost sends it 321 plus. But Frazier there on the warning track makes the catch, and there's 1 away. But for Mount Olive and for Cape Cod in the 3rd and 4th, we take shoutouts. The number will be posted on your scoreboard, right where you see 16 to 18 World Series and hashtag Babe Ruth World Series. That's where we'll have 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. It'll be posted in the 3rd and 4th. Don't have to write it down unless you want to. But we'll take shoutouts. You can cheer on a team member, a team. Roll towards 3rd, scooped up there by Labarge. Throw is a bad one, gets away from McCabe, and that allows Fike to slide into 2nd. It will be charged as an E5. And it will result in the first base runner. In scoring position, the Morerunners of Mount Olive. His Fike goes to 2nd. Michael Franti coming to the plate. McCabe doing the stretch, trying to be able to block the throw. He knew it was going to be off its mark, but trying to get the body in front of the throw from Labarge to keep it in front of him and to assure that obviously the base runner was going to get on, but that he stayed at 1st. Hit towards Morris at 2nd. He will launch it over to 1st, get Ferranti on the 4-3. Fike goes to 3rd, but he's there with 2 gone for Kyle Helmlinger. Shoutouts in the 3rd and 4th, though. The number will be posted. Cheer on a team or a team member, and then let us know where you're watching from. One part of the world, one part of the states, if it's part of the city. Let us know that too. And if you'd like, as the pitch is outside of the strike zone to Helmlinger, let us know which medium you are watching on. Facebook, the Fredo World Series, or Jock Jive. High chopper towards Labarge, and Labarge will boot it. Run will come in, or will it not? It won't. What a play over at 1st. Got it there ahead of the arrival of Helmlinger. Looked like a guarantee that Fike would come in and plate the run, but recovering is Labarge. Over to 1st. Wow, bang, bang at 1st, and Helmlinger out on the 5-3. Leaving Fike aboard. Take a look going out. Blue says it was there. And I think Blue might have been right by a hair on your chinny chin chin. Let's go to the 3rd. Scoreless.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Looked like Mount Olive would plate the first run in the bottom of the 2nd. Fike on at 3rd. A bobble at 3rd by Labarge on the Helmlinger shot, but he whipped it over to 1st after hanging with it. And just split seconds ahead of the arrival of Helmlinger, got it there. He wraps into the 5-3, and the run will not plate. We go to the 3rd scoreless. Jake Morris starting things off. Wraps it foul. 0-2, C.J. McCabe. Also, Michael Doherty, 2 up in the inning, too. Well, it's the 3rd. You know the process. Give us the shout out. Number posted on your screen, 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. And you know what we're looking for in a shout out? A shout out, obviously, and then where you're watching the game. And if you want to include what medium you're watching on, that's okay, too. Just missed low to Jake Morris. Scoreless game, top of the third. The game will go 7. Unless somebody's got a really large lead after 4. In towards center field. That may drop in. It will, despite the diving attempt to get there by Tucker. Morris on his way to second. He'll be there standing. It's a leadoff double. And a base runner in scoring position for Cape Cod as C.J. McCabe comes to the plate. And really, I think the dive was designed not to catch the ball, but to just stop it before it hit the gap. As Tucker stretched out the frame. Let's get to some shout-outs. This one says, good luck, Team Cape Cod, from the Brunings in Centerville on Cape Cod. Shout out to Sam Majeski and Team Cape Cod from Bob and Suze in Cape Coral, Florida. Well, we've been basically from one side of the East Coast down to the southernmost tip. 334-488-1385 to send shout out. C.J. McCabe with a chance to drive in the game's first run. Fouled back, 0-2. Michael Doherty to the on-deck circle. Top of the third, we are 26 minutes in. Got to keep in mind where we're concerned, we've been doing a lot of junior college, and we are, I don't know if you ever get used to 2 hour, 45 minute, 3 hour, 3:15, 3:45 ball games, but that's been the norm here of late. But where games over the course of this tournament are concerned, 210, 139, 2, 135, and this one in the third, 26 minutes in. Swing and a miss by McCabe. And he will become out number 1. Morris still at second. That is the second strikeout of the game for Caulfield. One gone for Michael Doherty. Nathan Amaker moving to the on-deck circle. Well, I forget sometimes that via internet there's about a 45-second delay, and all of a sudden we start about a minute after asking for the shout-outs, get a ton of them. So let's get started as the pitch is on the corner to Doherty, 0-1. Let's go Mariners. Lock and load from JC. Let's go Mo from the fans in Bud Lake. I wonder if that would be in or on Bud Lake. I guess today it can be both. Parts of the year probably wouldn't. Today, yep, you can do them both. Bankers Live says go Mo. Shout out the Mariners. Let's go Mo. The DiMaggios, Ciases, and Youtzes, Martellis, and Harrises. If I mispronounced, please forgive me. 1-1 pitch. Yep, with those tough names, pronunciation guides needed. And even with pronunciation guides, I can butcher them. So bear with me. Shout out to Tim Caulfield, the Bone from Cullen in Newark, New Jersey. 2-1 toss to Doherty, and who's fouled out of play and evens the count at 2 each. Shout out to my boy Ryan Prono watching from Cape Cod. It's TJQ, Matt, and Brian. Cheering you on, Kyle from Virginia. Shout out my boy Pedro from the Mount Olive gang. Just missing, and the count will run full on Doherty. Morris landed off with a double. He's still at second. McCabe strikes out. Doherty batting, and Amaker has moved to the on-deck circle. Tim Caulfield, the right-hander, facing the right-handed Doherty. And Caulfield a little concerned about Morris there at second. Let's go Mo. I'm watching from Mount Olive. Let's get this W. Go Mo. We are watching. Make us proud. Fouled out of play. It looks like Go Mo must be the Mariners logo or main line, like Go Nuts was yesterday for the Fighting Squirrel of Charleston. Count is full, 3-2. Shoutout simply says, Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoyo Rodriguez. Intended to get Morris. The throw from shortstop McNally off its mark. Morris will wind up at third. And the error has got him there, as well as on the other corner, Dornery at first. So both teams now with an error apiece. The error in the bottom of the second committed by Cape Cod almost turned into a Mount Olive run. But Fike not able to get home and count because of Helmling wrapping into the 5-3. Let's see if the error turns into a run for Cape Cod as Nathan Amaker steps in with a couple of base runners on and one away. Throw down to first, almost got him. I thought for a moment that your first base umpire, that being Jim Burns, was about to indicate the out, but instead he says safe. And Dortery back in safely. 0-1 on Amaker. More shout-outs. Go get him, JC. Love you from Mom. Wow, I turned away for a moment, and how about a 32-message backlog? I'm going to get to them all sometime in the third and fourth. And the backlog continuing to grow. Swing and a miss by Amaker. All right, here we go. Since we're at 40 plus, got to get some of these chipped down. Shout out to my boys. Time to piece those balls from Chaka. Shout out to Uncle Sam Majeski from Hunter and Jess on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We love you. Found out a play, stays 0-2 on Amaker. Shout out to number 12, Team Cape Cod, Mike Frazier from Cousin Cooper, Christy, Aunt Nan, Uncle Jeff, Aunt Vicky, Uncle Murray, and your number one fans, Graham and Gramps Frazier. Let's go Mo from the, here we go again, tough names for me. Youts, Martellis, Ciosis, DiMaggios, and the Harris family. I think we've heard from the families before, but good to hear from you again. 1-2 now on Amaker. Good luck, Mo, Nanine, and UPH. Shout out to Mac Labarge from his father, John Paul Labarge. Go Mac. We love you, Sam Majeski, Mima, and Papa. Watching from Fort Myers, Florida. Go Team Cape Cod. Popped up over into foul territory. Long run over. Not able to make the catch as Zach Fike. Body language would suggest he wasn't quite sure how close to the fence. And let's see if you get the same. So, he did that look down. So wasn't quite sure how far from a chain link he was. 1-2. Missed in the count, even at 2. Runners at first and third. Amaker batting with a 2-2 count. Frazier moving to the on-deck circle. Well, I mentioned the fighting squirrel, and here comes a shout-out. Shout-out to the floppy hats behind the home plate. Go Nuts. And is that squirrels I see behind the backstop decked out in red? I don't know. No, that's Marliner fans there. Let's see, the floppy hats. Is that in the very front there, munching on some popcorn? Well, popcorn is a form of a nut, right? I mean, it's corn, but we're going to consider it nut-like. So it's okay for the fighting squirrels to eat on popcorn. Bases all loaded up. Amaker down to first. Dornery in second. Morris is at third. Michael Frazier stepping in. And Team Cape Cod threatening to plate runs here in the top part of the third. Ryan Proto moving to the on-deck circle. Frazier wrapped into a 6-3 his last at-bat. And popped by the pitch is Frazier. And that will result in a run coming in. Tim Caulfield shaking his head. He is not particularly pleased with the fact that he has allowed the first run to come in. Compliments of this. God Frazier brings in Morris. Daugherty goes to third, Amaker to second, Frazier the base runner at first for Ryan Proto. And Ryan Proto had a big game for Cape Cod yesterday with a pair of doubles and a single. Went 3 for 4. First at bat in this one wrapped into the 5-3. You can hear that breeze beginning to pick up and blow into the face of the hitter. Last we checked, south-southeast at 2, but I think that wind that is blowing into the face of the hitter is primarily responsible for that haze blowing in as well. It is continuing to get hazier, if there is such a word. Out of the strike zone to Proto, 2-0. Is that more hazy, hazier? This could be haziest. Sam Majeski awaiting his opportunity next. Bases full from Team Cape Cod. Launched towards center field. That will head to the wall and bounce against the fence. Retrieved in center field by Tucker. On the run, Daugherty. On the run, Amaker. Meanwhile, close behind is Frazier, and Proto's got a triple that clears the base path for Cape Cod. Bases cleared on a triple by Proto. And consider, too, that everybody had to hang around the bag for a bit to see if that ball was going to be caught by Tucker. And there's Daugherty, who went back to the bag to see, let me see if he's going to make the catch, then takes off. So it's not like 3 guys that took off running with the crack of the bat. And there's Proto, a happy camper, and gives Dad a high five. So Proto with the triple that brings in Daugherty, Amaker, and Frazier. And Cape Cod taking the 4-zip advantage, and there you see the reaction from Caulfield.
Hello. Testing.
4-zip score. And there's the reason why, the Ryan Proto triple. Sam Majeski stepping into the box.
Testing.
Shout out to my boy Michael Franti from your boy Zach in Mo. Shout out to Jello Jack from the Mo Piecers. Shout out to me, to my main man's Jake Mancini. Good luck, buddy. Go Mo from 12U team. Let's go Proto boys. New Hampshire is behind you. Hey, that's a new state to hear from, New Hampshire. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Jack Calandra and Michael Ferranti from good old Flanders, New Jersey, from your boy Spank. Into the strike zone after 3 outside, 3-0 to Sam Majeski. Shout out to 2013 Barnstable Little Coach of the Year, Dan Proto, Matt T. and B. Fry. Popped up towards center field, and there the catch will be made by Tucker. Proto will stay at third. Sam Majeski is out, number 2. Mac Labarge coming to the plate. He wrapped into a 4-3 in the second. Let's go Mount Olive. Mariners watching my cousin's team from Apopka in Florida get that win. Coach Neil Helmlinger and player Kyle Helmlinger. Well, you see with that shot, by the way, what's creating some comfort for the fans. It is over. The fans watching the game in 93-degree temperatures. Shout out to the best host family in Ephrata, the Helvies. Shout out to Mac Labarge watching from Wellfleet, Cape Cod, from his sister Cece, as that one is deposited into right field. Labarge bringing in Proto, and the RBI single produces run number 5 for Cape Cod. And all 5 runs plating here in the third as Labarge delivers, and Will Leathers, who struck out looking in the second, comes to the plate to face Tim Caulfield. That wind continuing to pick up and blow in the smoke and haze. Get back to the shout-outs. As I mentioned, the one to Mac Labarge, watching from Wellfleet, Cape Cod, from his sister Cece, dog, Tuck, and the whole family at home. Let's go get him, Team Cape Cod. Bring home that trophy. Backing up in center field is Tucker. He will make the catch. Will Lathers with a fly out to center field, but a productive third inning. And you got a bases clearing triple out of Ryan Proto. RBI single produced by Mac Labarge. 5 runs in all. Cape Cod on top by 5, but lots of game to go, including the bottom of the third for Mount Olive when we return.
Hi, I'm a kid, and I am here to tell you why fruit is good for you. It is healthy for your muscles, your brain, your eyes, your heart, and your body. I've been sitting behind this big tray of fruit, and it looks so good, and it smells so good, and I haven't gotten one piece.
When your sport team has a great game or season, come celebrate your team's hard work at Lake Bowl in Moses Lake. Our Redemption Center game room is loaded with fun. Lake Bowl wants to help you recognize your team's accomplishments with fun and affordable packages. Bring your team in to eat, play, and have some fun. Team celebrations are a blast at Lake Bowl. Give us a call or visit our website for more information. Lake Bowl, Moses Lake's Family Entertainment Center.
Bottom of the third after a 5-run top part of the inning. The triple by Proto, the double by Morris that led things off. Labarge threw in a single as well. A 3-hit third inning. 5 runs were played, and the line score looks a lot different as we head into the bottom of the third than it did heading into the bottom of the second. 5-3-1 for Cape Cod, and a couple of goose eggs and an error by Mount Olive, but lots of game left, and I'm sure that's the conversation in the dugout where Mount Olive is concerned. Guys, don't throw in the towel. Heck, we're only in the bottom of the third. Zach Richardson, Ryan Nealon, Tim Caulfield due up in the inning. Well, we promised you a reading of shout-outs in the third and fourth, so let's make good on that promise. Nice hit, Cape Cod. Love Rutland, Massachusetts. Shout out to Mike Hawk. Go Mo. Shout out to the Mariners. Mess up them Cape Cod boys, Mo. Shout out to Mac Labarge from your big sister Olivia. If I could send a Bitmoji, I would. Shout out says down goes Frazier. Lastly, shout out to my best friend Jake Mancini. Let's go Mo from your son. There's Bone on the mound. Let's go Mo from Brett Gardner in the Bronx. Outside of the strike zone to Zach Richardson. Come on, Zach, fight. Love Rach. Let's go Mo from the Shmoo crew. Mac Attack, love you, Gubby. XO Cape Cod. Shout out to TCC's Johnny V from Mom, love you. Shout out to Nick Carr. He's so handsome. This is the shout out. Good luck, Mount Olive. Love Grandma Mancini. Another one out of the strike zone. Well, if you get Richardson on, then where Mount Olive is concerned, thinking, well, maybe we start the flow. And where Mike Dornery is concerned, there might be a tendency on the part of a pitcher to get a little comfortable after a 5-run inning, and the advantage is 5 going into the bottom of the third. Shout out to Joey from the McNally family. Shout out to Sam Magic Man Majeski from Dad in South Yarmouth, Cape Cod. Shout out from apartment 615. Mike Dornery's roommates at UMass Boston for the fall. And thank you very much, UMass. Out goes Richardson, a strikeout victim, despite the fact that he got ahead on the count initially. Dornery able to fight back, get the K. It's the third one of the game for Dornery. He found Chiswick and McNally in the first. And gets Richardson here in the third. One away for Ryan Nealon rather. Nealon and Caulfield due up here in the bottom of the third. Well, and as I mentioned, plenty of time to get back into the contest where you're Mount Olive. It's not necessary to get all 5 runs back in the third. You wouldn't mind getting all 5 runs back, but it's not a necessity. But if you are Mount Olive, you would certainly like to start chipping away at the lead. Maybe a run, maybe a couple of runs in the third, and head into the fourth instead of down by 5, down by 4, down by 3. Nealon awaiting the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. No Cape Cod from cousins Carol and Dick Duvall in Maynard, Massachusetts. Let's go Mo and Joe, Grandma Shirley. We're all rooting for C.J. McCabe and Team Cape Cod. Love from Nana, Papa, Katie, Dan, Johnny, J.D., and Mimi. Out of the strike zone, 1 and 2. Shout out to Team Cape Cod's Coach Proto from your biggest little fans, Ollie and Will in Nashua, New Hampshire. Let's go get them. Another strikeout. Pair of strikeouts back-to-back for Daugherty in the first. He got Chiswick and McNally. And now works back-to-back Ks in the third. Gets Richardson and Nealon. And there's 2 gone for Tim Caulfield. Top of the order. Moves to the on-deck circle. Out of the strike zone to Caulfield, Alex Tucker on deck. When you get to the fourth for Team Cape Cod, Nick Carr, Jake Morris, C.J. McCabe coming to the plate. Let's go Mo. The Jeffersons are cheering you on from Bud Lake. Special shout out to Joey McNally. Let's get the win. Shout out says, Goob, you're the GOAT. The game has come to us, Mount Olive, so have fun. Big Mike, you got your TV time. Hey, quick reminder, too, while we're in the midst of the shout-outs, and we're going to keep doing it in the third and fourth, but need you as a follower on Facebook and Twitter, but right now let's push Facebook, because we only need, as this one is rolled over towards first, McCabe will underhand to Daugherty covering. And it's a 3-up, 3-down, and bottom of the third. We need 131 to get to 10,000. Heck, I've had 131 texts in the last inning. So go to Facebook, put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine. Like us, and we will try to get to 10,000 by the end of the day. Need 131. Do it for us. Let's go to the fourth after the break.
Your eyes are a window to your health, and now introducing the latest in technology for diagnosing eye disease. Ephrata Eye Care has been serving the Columbia Basin for 20 years. With a friendly professional staff, they'll help you select eyewear that is right for you. Big and wide is the way to describe the selection of leading brands of eyewear. No more dilation with the new OptoMap ultra-wide field imaging. Ephrata Eye Care. Call today for your next appointment, 754-2020. Where does everyone go after the game? Where does everybody go before the game? Where does everybody go to watch the game? 12 Hawks, right in the middle of downtown Ephrata. Big screens everywhere, great food, great selection of your favorite spirits. It's where the friends meet. I'm not going to begin to describe all the items on the menu. You'll have to stop by and see for yourself. 12 Hawks, 140 West Division in downtown Ephrata.
Top of the fourth, mid part of the order, Nick Carr. He will step in to face Tim Caulfield. Caulfield working that third inning in which 5 runs were given up off 3 hits. The triple was the big one, the Ryan Proto triple that cleared the bases. But Caulfield working into the fourth. Caulfield has thrown 60 pitches after 3 as compared to the 35 for Daugherty. In a 5-zip game, we're in pool play in the World Series here in Babe Ruth Baseball. Each team 4 games in pool play. You finish 4-0, you're definitely in. As a matter of fact, if you finish 4-0, you're not playing on Thursday. You get a first-round bye in bracket play. You finish 3-1, you're in. I mean, if you finish 3-1, you got a spot. You finish 2-2, probably do. Depends on how everybody else fares, but you're probably in. Top 3 from each of the 5-team divisions will participate. It's when you get to those 3 losses in pool play that you're probably not playing. And really a 2-2 mark might put you on the bubble. As Nick Carr strikes out to begin the 4th. Jake Morris, C.J. McCabe due up in the inning 2. Well, I promised you shout-outs throughout the 3rd and 4th. We've got a backlog, about 70 unread messages, so we're going to try to get to them all. As Jake Morris, who had a double and scored a run in the 3rd, comes to the plate. That's my goat godson, number 14. Nice work, Aunt Pammy. Waiting for Cam to make his move, watching in Fuquay Varina in North Carolina. Shout out to C.J. McCabe from your peeps on Joby's in Osterville, Massachusetts. Good luck, Jack Daddy. Shout out to Proto from Z. Huge shout out to Nathan Amaker and TCC. Such a great group of young men. You go get them from Mom, Kenny, and family. 1-2 on Morris. Shout out to Big John McNally behind the plate from Mount Olive. Folks in the stands getting shout out. Time to splooge on those balls, Mo. Strikeout of Morris, back-to-back case. Tim Caulfield has certainly responded in a positive way to the 5 runs given up in the 3rd as he begins the 4th with a strikeout of Carr and follows it with a fanning of Morris. And there's 2 gone for C.J. McCabe. Wrapped over towards 3rd. Chiswick will scoop it up to 1st. McCabe out on the 5-3. 3 go up, 3 go down. We're through 3.5, going to the bottom of the 4th. Top of the order for Mount Olive. 5-zip lead for Cape Cod.
Sure, Trustology is about sharing our financial expertise and helping our clients succeed. But it's also about helping local families enjoy a more festive holiday season, making sure parents have the supplies they need, and giving local charities everything they can grab in 90 seconds. It's employees who have a passion for serving their neighbors and the communities they live in. When you see Washington Trust's crew in blue doing their thing, that's Trustology in action. See more at Trustology.
Top of the order, bottom of the 4th. We promised you shout-outs through the 4th, so I got a lot of work to do in a short time to get there. Shout-out to Sam Majeski from your mom and your doggy Leo watching from Brewster, Cape Cod. We love you. Let's go Nikki from Sandwich, Massachusetts. Let's go Mount Olive Marauders. Let's go Jack Daddy. XO, Sons of Isaac, watching and cheering you on from Mount Olive. Let's go Mo from Joe Kelly, JT, and Kira, as well as Kelly. Shout out to Timmy on the mound. Boys with feelings cheering you and Mo on. Go Marauders. Let's go Mo. Good luck, guys, from Coach Bradley. Go Traphead Mike. Love your sister. Big Al, good luck. Shout out to Mo from Chin Ming Wang and Masahiro Taneka. Shout out to Bone. Shout out to the Z-Man and the Marauders from the Buzelli family. Shout out Michael and JoJo from the squad. Love to Sam the Magic Man Majeski from Aunt Sue, Uncle Bob in Southwest Florida. Let's go Team Cape Cod. Shout out to Mac from his twins Cole and Jessica. In the title boys, Will Morris watching in Florida. One ball, no strikes. Alex Tucker begins the bottom of the fourth. Tucker with a fly out to first. Stephen Chiswick, Joe McNally due up in the inning two. The 1, 2, and 3 spots went 0 for 3 the first time through the rotation in the first. Shout out to the Helmlingers and Mo from Grandma and Pop in Manchester, New Jersey. Out goes Tucker, a strikeout victim. And that is K, number 5 for Daugherty. Big cut from Tucker, comes up empty. Stephen Chiswick will head to the plate. Joe McNally moves to the on-deck circle. Let's go Sam the Man. We all love you so much. Love Sister Jen in Yarmouth Port in Cape Cod. Countyman's up 1 each on Chiswick. Joe McNally will follow. Into the strike zone again, 1 and 2. These are a couple of pitchers that are just working right along. It is a fast-paced game thus far. 56 minutes in, into the bottom of the fourth, fouled back out of play. Shout out to Mo with you guys the whole way from Buzz. One and 2. Proud of my son and grandson. Love Dad Proto. Shout out to Sam Majeski and Team Cape Cod from Eric Huntsman, Cape Coral, Florida. Counting to 2. We're nearing the bottom of the fourth, so trying to find the shout-outs that haven't been sent previously. Michael, I love you. Mom, let's go number 57. Against the backstop to run the count full. So if you don't have a shout-out previously, we're going to get to yours if you do. Sorry, but we're running out of time as we are into the bottom of the fourth. But thank you very much to all who have sent tons of shout-outs. Another payoff pitch to Stephen Chiswick. Chiswick, a strikeout victim of the first. He was the middle out of the first inning. Joe McNally awaiting his opportunity next. 1 gone, nobody aboard. We're in the bottom of the fourth. When you get to the fifth for Team Cape Cod, it's the 9, 10, and 1 spots coming to the plate. Ripped down the line into left field. And Stephen Chiswick will deliver with a 1-out single. And that breaks the ice for Mount Olive, their first base hit of the game. So the Marauders with a base runner aboard. Joe McNally, who struck out in the first just like Chiswick did, hoping for a result similar to Chiswick's here in the bottom part of the fourth. Conversation on the hill with Daugherty. Ryan Proto, a conversation with his pitcher, giving up a base hit's not got you in jeopardy, certainly yet. So a base runner aboard with 1 away. That is only the second base runner of the game for the Marauders. They had Zach Fike on in the second, reached on an error, and almost came home. One of those situations where you don't say almost that often in baseball, but especially coming home. But he had actually crossed the plate, but the putout went 5-3, and it looked like LaBarge was going to have problems getting Helmlinger. But I'm talking bang, bang. Over at first, turns into the out and denies an opportunity for Mount Olive to plate their first run of the game back in the second. count even, one each on McNally. Diving back in safely is Chiswick. Shout out to number 10, Noah Wallers. I'm so proud of you. Love you. Mom at home in Sandwich. If I'm going to live somewhere, Sandwich, Massachusetts would be a spot. I mean, it can't be bad if it's a Sandwich. There's a drive towards left field. In front of the warning track to make the catch is Michael Frazier. And Stephen Chiswick will have to trot back to first. Just the crack of the bat. Sounded like it had some carry on it, but fairly routine for Michael Frazier over in left field. Got to wonder if this thick haze and smoke, that air, is creating a lack of home runs. We haven't had many. Had a grand slam in the game that preceded. And by the way, all the big plays, including the grand slam in the game that preceded, are available on Facebook and Twitter. It's right there. Hashtag Babe Ruth World Series. Put that in the search engine. You'll find all the big plays. Big plays from this game will be posted as well. Jack Calandro with a fly out to left field in the second, batting with a base runner at first here in the fourth. Daugherty missing the strike zone, 2-1. Shout out to Pedro and Traphead Mike from the Tuners in Mo. Swing and a miss, and the count evens up at 2. Lead over at first. Chiswick takes off with the toss into the dirt. Proto fires down to second. It ricochets. I believe that was off of Majeski. He's able to retrieve it. About a third of the way towards third and keep the base runner Chiswick at second. Yep, right there. Caught the foot of Majeski. And for the second time in the contest, you've got a base runner in scoring position for the Marauders. And this one launched into center field. There is a base hit that is going to plate Chiswick. Rounds third, comes in, 2 hits in the inning. One turns into a run, and the other produced the run. Jack Calandro with the RBI single. And Mount Olive on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. Zach Fike, who reached on an error, got to third, trying to come in and score on the Kyle Helmlinger at bat. Batting here, one hops it to short. Majeski underhands to second. Gets Calandra on the 6-4 putout. A total of 5 will go to the plate. 3 will go down, 1 left aboard, but Mount Olive's on the scoreboard. RBI single from Jack Calandra. It's a 5-1 Cape Cod lead. Speaking of 5, we go to the 5th. After the break on Jock Jive.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We enter the top of the 5th. Michael Daugherty leading things off. We can officially, I think, squeeze in a few more shout-outs, despite the fact we're outside of the 4th. Shout out to Ryan Proto and the entire Cape Cod team from the Baruchis. Watching all your games from Providence, Rhode Island on EfredaWorldSeries2017.com. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck, Mount Olive. Cheering Ryan Nealon on from New Jersey. Mac LaBarge, Team Cape Cod. If I can bike 200 miles from the Fan Mass Challenge, you can win this game. Love Uncle Sean and Auntie D and Lola. Go Marauders from the Mendlers in North Carolina. Go, or rather, good luck, Z-Man, number 9. Go Mo, love Grammy, Buck, Brady, Cody, and Caden. Shout out to Michael Frazier and Team Cape Cod, from Uncle Ed and Aunt Marilyn, from Hyannis, watching on the website. Thank you very much for a ton of shout-outs as we wrap up those and get into the bottom of the 5th. Michael Dordry leading things off. Nathan Amaker, Michael Frazier due up in the inning too. Now we got another assignment, by the way. Now I mentioned Facebook. We want 10,000 likes. If everybody that texted goes to Facebook and likes us, would be at 10,000 by the end of the game. But we got an assignment too in the 6th. If you'll follow us on Twitter in the 6th inning, we recognize you with the reading of your Twitter handle into left field. And there the catch is made by Zach Richardson, and Michael Daugherty out number 1 in the 5th. One away for Nathan Amaker. Michael Frazier moving to the on-deck circle. Amaker, his previous at-bat was a walk that happened in the 3rd. And he became part of a 5-run 3rd inning for Cape Cod. Scoreless in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and now in the 5th for Cape Cod. Their 5 runs coming in the 3rd. Mount Olive scoreless innings 1, 2, and 3, but planted a run in the 4th. And it is a 5-1 lead for Team Cape Cod as Amaker will go over to talk to Coach and get some instruction. Meanwhile, cleaning off the plate, that is Jeremy Cranston. And there's the reason we've got the delay. That smarted Ryan Nealon taking the shot behind the plate. Oh, 2 on Amaker. Outside, 1-2. We are into the 5th. Pool play, day number 2. 5 days of pool play. 4 games today. Had 4 yesterday. And in those games yesterday, it was Blue Lick beating Tucson 12-4. As this one is lifted towards right field, and reaching up to make the clutch and the grab is Nick Carr. Or scratch that, that is Zach Fike. Zach Fike with the catch of the Nathan Amaker fly ball. And there's 2 gone as we head back to the top of the order. Michael Frazier coming to the plate. Nice run over by Fike. Able to reach up and clutch it. Other scores from yesterday: Cape Cod, a 6-1 victory over Surrey County, North Carolina. Mid-County, Texas, knocking off Moses Lake 4-2. Last night, Charleston, Missouri, a 3-1 winner over Ephrata. And in the game earlier this morning, Mid-County, Texas, 6-1, defeating Vancouver, Washington. So where pool play is concerned, right now with a leg up is obviously the team out of Texas, Mid-County. They've played a couple of games and won them both. They have tomorrow off. Rolled towards 3rd, scooped up by Chiswick. He will go to 1st, get Michael Frazier on the 5-3 putout. 3 go up, 3 go down. Nary a score in the bottom. Make that the top of the 5th. Bottom part of the inning coming up. Franti, Helmlinger, Richardson all due up for the Marauders as the Babe Ruth World Series in Ephrata, Washington continues.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get more free nights at over 4,200 hotels worldwide, gift cards, and instant rewards. Now get a $10 gift card with every night you stay. Let's go get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Before the final touches were made, before the swing was built, before the trees were there, before the holes were dug, before any of that, a call was made so all underground lines could be marked. So the holes could be dug, the trees could be planted, the swing could be built, and the final touches made to a picture-perfect project. Dream, plan, prepare. Call 811 before you dig.
1-2-3 goes Cape Cod in the top part of the inning. We head to the bottom part. Michael Franti, Kyle Helmlinger, and Zach Richardson due up for the Marauders from Mount Olive, New Jersey. It should be a gorgeous afternoon here in Ephrata. There's haze and smoke that keeps it from being absolutely pristine, but again, that smoke and haze is keeping the temperatures down just a tad. As we head into the bottom part of the fifth, Michael Franti, he wrapped into the 4-3, was the middle out of the second inning. And we'll get his first shot at Mike Doherty here to begin the fifth. Mount Olive getting their first run of the contest in the bottom part of the fourth. They've got to score at a little faster clip to get back in. You score one an inning and you come up a run short. So this is a Mount Olive squad that's got to put together multiple run innings. And we will see what happens in the bottom of the fifth as the opening pitch is outside of the strike zone to Franti. A Sunday afternoon here. And for those watching the game over on the east side of the country, it's nearly a Sunday night. A little after 3 o'clock in the afternoon here with another game slated for a 5 o'clock start. That'll be the Pacific Southwest champs taking on the Washington Area North champs. 3 pitches outside of the strike zone to Franti. He will await the pitch, give a flip of the stick to the dugout as he takes the walk down to first. Let's take a look at what's going on in the majors, by the way. Got lots of baseball today. Phillies with a 3-2 lead over the Rockies, top of the ninth. Angels leading the Athletics, 8-5, bottom of the sixth, top of the seventh. And it's the Giants with a 6-2 lead over the D-backs. No score after one, Mariners and Royals. Into the strike zone to Helmlinger. Finals, Yankees beat the Indians 8-1, Cards over the Reds 13-4. Rays nipped the Brewers 2-1. Orioles bombed the Tigers 12-3. Hit towards center field. That will drop in front of Nathan Amaker, and there's a couple of base runners on. Franti with a walk now in second. Helmlinger with a single now at first, and he will get a runner. That is Cameron Mendler running for Helmlinger at first. So Mendler and Franti aboard. Red Sox beating the White Sox 6-3. Marlins over the Braves 4-1. Pirates edge the Padres 5-4. Twins nip the Rangers 6-5. A lot of one-run games. Astros beat the Blue Jays 7-6. Mariners the Royals 8-7. Nationals a 9-4 winner over the Cubs. In your night game, Dodgers and Mets. Found out a play by Zach Richardson. Mendler at first, Franti the base runner at second. By the way, don't forget in the sixth, new Twitter followers, we do a shout out in reverse. We send a little love by reading your Twitter handles in the sixth inning. Nice jump in Facebook likes, by the way. We're now 103 away from 10,000. Bunting towards third. Doherty will scoop it up and everybody's safe. Bases loaded. Just a nice bunt laid down perfectly by Richardson. And the bases are all loaded for Mount Olive. Ryan Nealon, who struck out in the third, comes to the plate with the bases full and nobody gone. And Mike Doherty has run into a little problem spot here in the bottom part of the fifth. Tim Caulfield on deck. In towards right and right at Nick Carr, not deep enough to plate a run. As Franti opts to stay put at third rather than tagging and trying it at home. One away for Tim Caulfield, top of the order. Moves to the on-deck circle. Caulfield hit into a 3-1 put out in the third. He is 0 for 1 in the game. We're covering World Series here in Washington and on the other side of the country in Alabama. I understand that rain has ended play there in Oxford, Alabama. Looks like their Sunday ends early. Here, don't think rain's going to be an issue. Couple of pitches into the strike zone to Tim Caulfield. And actually, that is a hitter for Caulfield. Jake Mancini, and Mancini becomes a strikeout victim. So Jake Mancini coming in to bat for Caulfield and his fan. There's 2 away. And it's all up to Alex Tucker. Bases were loaded with nobody out. And typically in a situation like that, if you are the defensive team and you come out of the inning with only 1 run given up, you consider it a victory of sorts. Cape Cod right now has got them in a position, though, to get out of the inning with no damage done. Marauders, though, hoping that Alex Tucker is the answer to get runs across home plate. Count even at 1. Tucker with a fly out to first in the first. He struck out in the fourth. 0 for 2. Steven Chiswick has moved to the on-deck circle. The 1-1 pitch missed outside. 2-1. Franti with a walk. Singles by Helmlinger and Richardson. Then the fly out by Nealon. The strikeout by Mancini. Into the strike zone and the count evens up. Alex Tucker trying to plate the second, at least the second run of the contest. Charging is Majeski. He will step on the bag just before the arrival of Zach Richardson. That was close at second. But right there on the play to make the call is Ricky Bryant. Let's take a look. Slow roller charging in. Majeski. Wow, that was close. Well, you might have had a little dirt in between the slide of Zach Richardson, and it was nothing but base. And Sam Majeski got it there just ahead. We've had some bang-bang plays today. Let's go to the 6th. 5-1 Cape Cod.
Motel in Ephrata that offers large, clean, king and queen size bedrooms with microwaves, fridges, cable TV, HBO, ESPN, and more. Free coffee and free continental breakfast included as well. They also have fax services and high-speed internet available to all rooms, all for an unbelievable low price. I'm talking about the Ephrata Inn Motel, where it's their business to serve you. Call today toll-free at 877-454-3575, located at 848 Basin Street Southwest, the Ephrata Inn Motel.
On the left, the $6 foot-long Subway Club with turkey, Black Forest ham, and roast beef. On the right, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki dripping in sweet onion sauce. 2 footlongs enter, none leave, because you ate them. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki and the Subway Club, they're footlongs and they're $6 each. Subway, so much sandwich.
Bottom of the 5th, Mount Olive threatens. Franti gets on with a walk. Helmlinger and Richardson with back-to-back singles. Bases loaded. You're thinking at least a run comes in. But Ryan Nealon with a fly out to right field. Mancini with a strikeout. Tucker wraps into the put-out at second. And 3 are stranded. A scoreless 5th inning. As we head to the 6th, Ryan Proto starting things off for Cape Cod. Sam Majeski and Mac Labarge due up in the inning, too. Proto 1 for 2, but that one was big. It was a 3 RBI triple. It came in the third and was part of that 5-run inning. And baseball's a funny game that way. You can be quiet for 6 of the 7 innings, and 1 inning may be all it takes to win it. We will see, as Cape Cod had 5 in the third and still lead it by 4 as we are into the 6th. Prono taking the 3-0, delivering into the strike zone is Tim Caulfield. Well, we are into the 6th. Here's what we do in the 6th inning. New Twitter followers, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, do so in the 6th. Hit to short. McNally's got it. Fires over to first and gets Proto on the 6-3. You do it in the 6th inning. We do this only in inning number 6. But if you follow us on Twitter in inning 6, we show a little love by reading out your Twitter handle. Go to Twitter, put @JockJive in the search engine. @JockJive, you find us, follow us, and we say thank you in the form of your Twitter handle. 6th inning only. Out of the strike zone, the opening pitch to Sam Majeski. Couple of flyouts for Majeski, 1 to center field, 1 to right field. In the strike zone again, and the count goes even. Mac LaBarge. He moves to the on-deck circle when you get to the 6th. For Mount Olive, it's the 2, 3, and 4 spots due up. Wrap to third. Chiswick will send it over to first, get Majeski on the 5-3. 2 away for Mac LaBarge. LaBarge 1 for 2 with a ground out to second. He is also singled. The single drove in a run. On the outside part of the plate, strike 1. LaBarge, the first out in the 2nd inning. Grounding into the 4-3, have the single that drove in the run in the 3rd. Fouled off, nothing in 2. Will Leathers hoping for an opportunity in the 6th. Mount Olive trying to get to the bottom part of the inning as quickly as possible. Okay, don't forget hashtag Babe Ruth World Series. You see it there on the scoreboard. That's where you can watch all the clips of the big plays. Hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Swing and a miss, and out goes LaBarge. 1, 2, and 3 goes Cape Cod in the top part of the 6th. We're going to the bottom part of the inning. And I see those new followers. We'll get to you after the break on JockJive.com.
Paul Lozier was a Grant County farmer who supported a number of community causes throughout his lifetime. He created the Paul Lozier Charitable Foundation to continue his charitable giving. The Paul Lozier Scholarship Foundation provides scholarships to students attending colleges within Washington. To learn more, please visit the Lozier Foundation website at www.lozier.org or find us on Facebook. The Paul Lozier Foundation, a legacy of charitable giving.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
Bottom of the 6th, Stephen Chiswick starting things off. He has struck out, he has walked. Meanwhile, Joe McNally and Jack Calandra coming to the plate as well. At Sir Traub, _Traub, at Sir _Traub, SIRTRAUB. Thank you very much for following us. At Stephen _A_Nero following us as well. High toss, almost got a piece of Stephen Chiswick. Also at Sean Stayrace So where Stephen is concerned, at Stephen_A_Nero, Niro, and Sean is at SEANSTARACE. Sean Starace. Thank you very much for following us on Twitter in the 6th. If you follow us, that's what we do. Recognize you via your Twitter handle. At Olivia Labarge, now following us. Thank you very much. At Olivia Labarge. Count even to a piece on Chiswick. A strikeout victim in the first, had a single and scored the only Marauder run in the 4th. Joe McNally, Jack Calandra due up in the inning too. Wrapped over to third, took an evil hop, but Labarge plays it. One hops it into the mid of McCabe at first to get the out. That was a difficult play at third by Labarge. It took an evil hop right there and still able to field, fire over, and get the out. One away for Joe McNally. New followers in the 6th, your Twitter handle. Just our way of saying thanks for following jockjive.com. And thanks thus far to Sir, Stephen, Sean, and Olivia. Put at JockJive in the search engine on Twitter and follow us. Trying to get to 1,000 followers on Twitter. Foul out of play, 0-2 on Joe McNally. McNally strikes out and pops out. He struck out in the first. He popped out to left field in the 4th. 0 for 2 in the contest. Joey Calandra has moved to the on-deck circle. Here's the windup, the delivery. It is fouled away and stays 0-2. 1-2-3 went Cape Cod in the top part of the inning. As a matter of fact, outside of the 3rd inning, it's been scoreless for Team Cape Cod, but that 3rd inning has thus far been all that they need. More new followers on Facebook at Jake Tannenbaum 1. At Jake Tannenbaum 1. Thanks so much for watching. It is Boonen, and McNally is on compliments of the air at third. It's the 2nd error committed by Team Cape Cod and the 2nd one of the day over at third. And McNally is on. So thank you very much again at Jake Tannenbaum 1 for watching the game and following us on Twitter. Also a big thank you to at Honey Nucherios. HUNNYNUTCHERIOS. We appreciate you following us at Honey Nut Cheerios. Now following on Twitter. Over to first goes the throw. In towards second. And there is what you call a double play. And the double play will go 4-6-3. And it puts it into a threat that was created by the error over at third in the bottom of the 6th. And we have played 6 complete, got a ton. Well, I guess it depends on what a ton is in the world of cyberspace, but we got followers on Twitter. We'll recognize you when we get to the 7th. Thanks so much for doing so on jockjive.com.
Since 1969, DK's Drive-In has been Ephrata's favorite spot for burgers, fries, sweet treats, and everything else in between. We are proud to continue the DK's tradition of serving our community with delicious food made to order. Come on in or swing through the drive-thru and see why DK's has been a staple of Ephrata for generations. DK's Drive-In at 805 Basin Street Northwest in Ephrata.
Lakeview Golf and Country Club. They're looking for new members, and now's the time to join. There's no initiation fee, and it's $175 a month. A great course, great people, and a professional that has instruction available. His name? Matt Campbell. Along with a good junior program, driving range and restaurant are available to the public. Come and try the good food with Amy Galloway and her staff, open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Great course, great people at the Lakeview Golf.
Will Leathers begins the 7th. Let's rapid fire give you the new followers on Twitter at Nick Caprio21. At Nick Caprio21. Thanks at Bridgesbrook22. Thank you at Bridgesbrook22. At Dominic Hink. Appreciate it very much, Dominic Hink. At Anthony Emmerich. Anthony and Emmerich. If I mispronounce, please forgive me. Thank you so much for watching. Line to short. Grab made there by McNally Leathers is out number 1. At Zachary GT. We'll just say Z. Thank you very much. At Zachary GT. At M Buzz, 3 Z's in the Buzz, 13. M Buzz 13. Thanks so much. At Colin Clancy 42. We appreciate you following at Colin Clancy 42. At El Pablo 1056. At El Pablo 1056. Thank you so much. At Manundifan 10. Little bit of a bobble. McNally fires over to first. It will not be in time, and safely aboard is Nick Carr. MANUNTDFAN 10. Thank you very much for the follower on Twitter. More of them coming in, so we can't stop there. And Spencer Labaska. And Spencer Labaska, thanks so much for following. Carr is on. And it's compliments of a mistake at short that's got a base runner aboard with 1 away for Jake Morris. Morris has doubled and struck out. His double eventually led to a run in the 3rd. He was fanned as the middle out of the 4th. Swing and a miss, and the count even at 1. At Morgan _ DeToro _. Again, that is Morgan _ DETORO _ at Morgan _ DeToro _. Thanks so much. At Mo Wrestler 160. At Mo Wrestler 160. And at Neil Wallen. At Neil Wallen. Thanks so much for becoming our new followers on Twitter. One aboard, 1 away. Jake Morris. At Nicolette Kalis. Nico, thank you very much. At Nicolette Kalis. And at Victoria A. Garza. Thank you very much. At Victoria A. Garza for following us on Twitter. Strikeout of Morris, throw down to first. Carr back safely, but there's 2 gone with 1 aboard. And C.J. McCabe coming to the plate here in the top of the 7th with a Cape Cod team that's trying to tack on a little insurance. 4-run lead. It's relatively comfortable, but not necessarily so. At Toledo 1496 now following us on Twitter. At Toledo 1496. Thanks so much. Found out a play by McCabe. Well, we kind of extended it because of the influx of followers. Thanks so much. And all right, we'll do one more as I see another followers come in. And at Maxi T03. At Maxi T03. Thanks so much. Well, if we could get now all of this energy focused on Facebook, I think we've got 10. That has got him an out. Nick Carr, throw goes over. And that, by the way, is your new pitcher on the bump, Jason Harris. Tossing over and getting Carr with a pickoff move. And it becomes a 3-up, 3-down top part of the 7th. Did get a base runner on. Compliments of the error at shortstop, but there you see the pickoff move by Harris. gets Carr. Puts it into the top of the 7th, and now Mount Olive knows the task. Need at least 4-1-5 as we go to the bottom part of inning 7 on JockJive.com.
Golfers, challenge yourself this season at Gamble Sands in Brewster, Washington, just 33 miles from Lake Chelan. Hi, Kevin Calabro here. You know, every Gamble Sands round is a fabulous bucket list experience. Gamble Sands was designed by David McClay Kidd, author of The Bandon Dunes. Go to gamblesands.com and take a look at this place. You'll see why Golf Digest and Golf Magazine recognize Gamble Sands as the best new course of 2014. Certainly is mine. Make your tee times now at gamblesands.com.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. It will be Zach Fike coming to the plate first for Mount Olive. As Michael Doherty tries to get the complete game, he is, let's see, he's about 19 pitches away from the max you can toss. He's got 86 thus far in the game. All right, one more. One more Twitter follower at Lori LaBarge RE, LaBarge Real Estate, at Lori LaBarge RE. Now following us, thanks so much. We have gotten authorization to go beyond the 6th because there is a delay. About a 45, 50-second delay from the time we disseminate information to when you actually receive it. Compliments of the internet, so we accounted for that. You know, the other thing we probably need to do is now go on a tangent to build the numbers on Facebook before we get out of this game. You know we want 10,000, right? I mean, so how about a Facebook rally here as it's launched in the direction of center field. Over to make the catch is Nathan Amaker, and out will go Zach Fike for out number 1. Let's see, we want 10,000 and we're 96 away. All right, let's do that real quick. I mean, it's only 96. Go to Facebook, put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine, and like us. I got faith in our audience. I mean, they've been terrific. Text, Twitter, now Facebook. 96 gets us to 10 grand. One away. Michael Franti steps in. Into the strike zone. Franti with a ground out to second. That happened as the middle out in the 2nd inning, and then a walk in the 5th. Another one into the strike zone, and Franti walks away, not particularly pleased with now an 0-2 count. It's just the opening game, though, for Mount Olive. It is game number 2 for Cape Cod. And if you're Cape Cod, you like the fact that if you come away with a victory, if there is no rally in the bottom of the 7th, as it is rolled over towards first, and it will be handed to Dornery, but he won't be able to get his foot on the back ahead of the arrival of Franti. And Franti is aboard. That is the 5th hit of the game for Mount Olive. If Cape Cod hangs on, wins it, then they've got to feel pretty good about their chances. They will be 2-0 in a 4-game pool play series. Where Mount Olive is concerned, if they do not come back and win it, one loss is not going to take you out of bracket play. You've got to lose more than a game to fare poorly in pool play and not advance on Thursday and possibly Friday and Saturday. So, and regardless, if Cape Cod loses this one, irregardless, one loss is not going to get you out of bracket play. One base runner on, one is gone. And the guy that stepped in to run for Kyle Helmlinger after he got the base hit back in the 5th, now batting, that is Cameron Mindler. And Mindler will go down quickly and much quieter than he wanted to go down. A strikeout victim, 2 away.
However,
All of the New England scoring in the third. All of the Middle Atlantic champions scoring their one run in the fourth. This is the Zach Richardson spot on the order, but it is David Huron who will come to the plate. Too far inside of the count, even at 1. If you're looking at the pitch count and the possibility of a complete game for Daugherty, he is now at 98. That's 7 pitches away from the max allowed. So if he doesn't get Heron, well, he'll get an opportunity likely to face Nealon, and we have learned that you do finish the at-bat, as the count is now 3-1 on Heron. So this may not necessarily be the last batter that Daugherty would face based on the pitch count. Out of the strike zone, Heron's given the walk. Couple of base runners on. And Ryan Nealon, well, apparently that was not what the pitch count exactly was. And there you do have a strikeout of Heron. And there you do have the end of the game. Well, I think the scoreboard indicated one thing, or at least my aged eyes saw one thing, and instead it was another. Heron, instead of the walk, he is struck out. Back-to-back Ks for Daugherty puts it into a 102-pitch pitching performance for the Cape Cod deliverer, who has got Cape Cod now 2-0 in pool play. But as I mentioned, where Mount Olive is concerned, it's the first chance we've had to see them. Their first outing here on the diamond at Johnson O'Brien Stadium, which means one loss doesn't take you out of the possibilities of bracket play. If you only lose a game, you're still going to be playing baseball on Thursday when we get out of pool play. Wow, it's been a busy game. Thank you so much for all the shout-outs, the text messages.